Hello again. This is another in a series of videos brought to you by San Diego Defenders. I'm attorney Jon Pettis. The purpose of these videos is to educate the public on issues that can come up when you become involved with the criminal justice system. Today's topic is DUIs involving prescription drugs. One of the fastest growing areas in DUI arrests today is DUIs involving prescription drugs. Many people don't understand that even if you're taking your prescription drugs as prescribed by your doctor, you could still be impaired to the point where you could be considered driving under the influence of those drugs. There are two situations that make this even more egregious. One is if you're taking the drugs beyond what's prescribed, if you're abusing them. That is a quick way to a conviction for a drug DUI. And unlike alcohol cases, the court is required to impose longer license suspensions if your DUI involved drugs. The second situation where prescription drug DUIs are problematic is when you're mixing both the prescription drugs and alcohol. Most prescription drugs that can impair you for the purposes of driving include warnings on the bottles warning you not to drink or not to drink in excess while using the drugs. In defending prescription drug DUIs, we often refer to it as defense by prescription, meaning if you were taking the drugs as prescribed, the jury shouldn't find you guilty. Well, that's not a legal defense. For most jurors, many of whom take drugs themselves for various things, it seems like a reasonable position. But if you're going against the instructions on the pill bottle, especially if you're drinking, that can become a problem. Also be careful if your prescription bottle warns you against operating large equipment or driving while using the medication. Trying to convince a jury or a prosecutor later on that it wasn't a big deal that you were driving becomes much more difficult in that situation. In any situation involving prescription drugs, and especially if it's also involving alcohol, it's critical to get an attorney who understands the science of prescription drugs and the standards by which persons who use them are held if they are driving and eventually arrested. Good luck.